Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, but I just wanted to get on here really quick and make a video, a highly requested video for my channel. You know that for this channel, I really want to incorporate all aspects of my life, whether that be fashion, business, you know, get ready with me's, like vlogs. Just, I want this to be a little bit of everything and a little bit, I want to show you bits and pieces of every aspect of my life. So today I'm going to be talking about how to start a business. Again, this is a really highly requested video for my channel, and I have my planner right here with a couple of notes, so I can assist you to the best of my ability. And yeah, I guess let's just get right into it. First off, when you are thinking about starting a business, the first thing you want to establish is your idea, your product, this step of the process is not as easy as a lot of people think, because you have to know your passion, you have to know what you can sell and what you want to sell. In thinking about what you want to sell, you have to also keep in mind of the demographic that you're aiming for. You know what I mean? Like, who are you going to be selling to? What does that market look like right now? What other products that are similar to yours or that are the same as yours are already out, and what are their tactics and what are their aesthetics? What do their Instagram business pages look like? Stuff like that. So when you're thinking of your idea, it does take a second. It does take a while to really establish what you want to do and how you're going to make it your own. The next thing, honestly, before I move on, let me just say, my own business, you know, TrendyTCo was launched January 1st of 2019, New Year's Day of 2019. And it wasn't just, at least for me, it wasn't something that happened particularly fast. I knew what I wanted to do way before I launched. And for me, it was more of thinking about my passions, what I like, and finding out how to make that a business. So I guess I'll move on to the next step, which would be finding a vendor. Honestly, I feel like it's way super easy to find a vendor. Once you have an idea and a product that you want to sell, there's 1,000 bazillion other ways, and other small businesses or even big businesses that will be your vendor. If you're doing cosmetics, you can either make them at home, or most of them at home like I do, or you can do wholesale things. There are a bunch of small businesses as well as my own who offer wholesale products, which is just buying in bulk for either someone who wants a large quantity of lip gloss or a large quantity of cosmetics, or for another small business who is a person just starting their line, or just wanting a specific product that they're going to need in bulk all the time. You can wholesale from small businesses like myself and Amazon and like Alibaba, AliExpress. All those other people are really good vendors, especially when you're first starting out. I would recommend looking into, especially if you're going to be like hand making most of your products, or you just need good labels or product tags and things of that nature. Definitely do not sleep on Amazon. Amazon is so helpful, it's reliable, and it's fast. With finding a vendor, like I've mentioned before, the whole wholesaling thing, in terms of online, there is a lot of wholesaling sites and vendors who will sell you something wholesale without a seller's permit. But if your product or idea is anything in the fashion world, or sometimes even cosmetics too. If you live in LA like myself, you probably know about the fashion district in downtown, which is one of my favorite places to go for my business. And unfortunately, most of those businesses do require a seller's permit. I will talk about how to obtain one of those and all of those sort of things in my next business-esque video, just because I feel like I should go in detail about the difference between a seller's permit and LLC, how to get all of those things. So if you're interested in that, I will definitely be making a video sometime this week for that, because I do want to give time to go in depth. There is like times and dates when you can go to downtown in LA and shop wholesale products without a seller's permit. That's when most of those vendors will allow regular everyday people into their storefronts and their showrooms to offer product to those type of people. So you don't necessarily need a seller's permit, especially if you're just starting out. I did obtain my seller's permit before opening my business, just because I needed a lot of time to experiment with product and really sample and just find out who was going to be my vendor and who wasn't going to be my vendor, which you don't have to do. I recommend it because it made my opening process a lot easier, and it since I was starting at such a young age, I wanted to establish credibility and let these people know that I was serious and trying to do things the right way. So I will do a video on that so you guys can know. But yes, keep that in mind when wholesaling. If they ask you for an EIN number or your seller's permit license number, all those sort of things, that's what they're talking about. And if you don't have that, just know that. The next thing would be branding. So what's your name? What is your aesthetic? Are you going to be a super pink, everything pink type of brand? Are you going to be a black, sleek, sophisticated brand? This directly ties into your demographic and your product. So if you're selling hats, but your page and your brand is super JoJo Siwa'd out and like pink and glittery and like ooh, then you really have to go back and think about your demographic. Are you selling hats to little girls and little like teens, or are you trying to sell hats to older people? So that's where branding comes into play, because you really want to make sure that you're being smart about how you're representing your business, how you look, and how that's going to tie into a website and product labels and cards and things of that nature. So your brand should be really close to your heart. It should be something you love, because it directly ties into how you're going to advertise to potential customers. The next step 4, would be a website. Yeah, when you're first starting out, I launched my company as a whole. January 1st, I had my seller's permit before I opened, so I got my website, had my experimental time with my products, and then January 1st came and I was like, boom, we're open, we're launching, here's the website, and that's how it kind of took off. But I do notice nowadays, and recently I've noticed that a lot of smaller businesses, whether it be fashion or cosmetic or whatever, in that little niche of the business that I do, are not necessarily opening with websites at first. What they're doing first is doing a strictly Cash App or Venmo business style. I don't really know how else to say it, but in other words, they are doing the whole, here's the products that we have. If you would like them, DM me, be Cash App or Venmo ready. So they don't have a website and they're operating like that until they get a website up. That's smart. It's a little bit less secure in terms of bookkeeping and stuff like that. If you're a really responsible person and know how to keep your notes intact, I'd say go for it, or else I would really recommend doing what I did, do it for TrendyTCo, and just having a website ready to go. There's a bunch of websites that you can use. You know, I use Shopify, and I love Shopify, and I'll continue to use them and hype them up because they're so easy and compatible for small businesses and entrepreneurs. Like, they are amazing. They have a bunch of different plans that you can use depending on the benefits and the accessibility that you want on your site. It's really good to, before you're thinking about your website, probably in terms of the branding step 3, to be thinking about your business name and what you want to be known as, because there's multiple sites that you can access through Google search. Well, I was gonna sneeze. You can access through Google search to see if your name is taken or not. That's extremely important because when you're setting up a website, you will need, you know, your name, your domain name that people can find you through Google search, or just to have your domain, aka your TrendyTCo.com. You need to be able to have that available and ready to you, because if it's already taken, it would be so sad to have all of this stuff done in terms of product labels and stickers and things of that nature, and then not even be able to use the name that you envisioned for your company. So first, do that. Second off, let's get back to the website. So you can also use, a lot of small businesses are also using Big Cartel. I've heard really good things about Big Cartel, gonna be honest. Heard a lot of really good things about them. Their first plan is free. So they do have a free plan, and they have, just like a bunch of other sites, different plans that you can go from that are paid as well, that just offer you a little bit more benefits. The only thing that I don't like for myself, which is why I didn't use Big Cartel, was the feature of like the way they do shipping. So they do shipping through stamps.com. Don't quote me on this because it's been a minute since I read up on Big Cartel. They could have reformulated their sites, so I will probably update you on that in my video about seller's permits and things of that nature. But yeah, from when I was looking at it, you calculate your own shipping rate, or you just set a flat rate, and when you print out your labels, you go through stamps.com. I just didn't want to deal with that. You can also go through Wix. Wix is super good if you're selling a little bit of stuff. Their pricing isn't that far off from Shopify. They don't have any free ones, but I love Wix. Wix is so fire because they're when it comes to customizing what your website is going to look like, it's completely up to you. It's completely hands-on, and I love that feature because when I did have Wix for a second. Before I launched, I was playing around with a bunch of different website builders, and Wix was my favorite because that website was so bomb. And this one that I have with Shopify is definitely cleaner and more professional, so thanks Shopify, but Wix just let me have fun, and it was so good. And like I said, the pricing was around the same as Shopify, so I didn't really lose a lot there. The only thing I will say about Wix that a lot of other business owners and entrepreneurs don't like about Wix is that there is a whole Stripe thing. Stripe is a way for business owners to get their money. It's a way to process credit cards and debit cards and things of that nature. Stripe isn't that reliable. A lot of people, you can look it up in the reviews, a lot of people don't like Stripe. It is confusing, and a lot of people weren't getting their money. So after I read the reviews, I ended my partnership with Wix because I love y'all, but I want to get paid. I want to get paid. Okay, we're down to the last 2 steps. So step 5, after your website, hopefully your website is original. It's you. It sticks true to your brand and your business cards and all of that. Your thank you cards, how you're gonna set up your packaging and all that stuff. Because after you've been original and stuck true to your brand and kept it you, step 5, advertising, step 5 is gonna be way easier. There's so many different platforms to advertise your products on. If you have a channel, you can shout them up like I do. But also just Instagram, if you have, I mean, you can't really survive if you don't have an Instagram business page for your business. That's a great way to advertise, just because it's easier for people to see you because everyone's on Instagram. A Twitter, a Facebook. Facebook is really good. I know it sounds old and kind of dated, but believe it or not, there are people in this world who have nothing better to do than sit up on Facebook and look at ads and click through stuff, and they want to buy. So Facebook's a great place because their promotions are very reasonable. You do get a lot of engagement and a lot of not foot traffic, but you get a lot of engagement, and people will see your ads if you do it through Facebook and Instagram. Facebook's really good for selling product online, and yeah, I don't know, advertise. Word of mouth is the best. If you have friends, tell them to plug you. If you already have business cards, that's great. While you're out, my favorite way to advertise my product is just by wearing it. You know, my cosmetics, even all my cosmetics are vegan, gluten-free, cruelty-free, because I hand make them, and I hand make them with love. But even like, I'll just be out wearing my eyelashes and my lip gloss and like everything basically that I own and that I sell. And it's a great conversation piece to talk to potential customers about, oh my God, I love what you're wearing. And you're like, oh, well, actually, here's a business card, I sell it, type stuff, you know what I mean? So definitely advertising. The easiest and the fastest ways are word of mouth and just going outside with your product. Last step. I honestly cannot stress this enough, you guys, because even if you love something so much and you want to see like your ideas succeed and come into fruition and all those things, after putting so much time and effort into an idea, into a company, this is the biggest, I cannot stress this enough, this is the biggest step. Just be patient, take your time. You can ask anyone who is also an entrepreneur, like, there's so many times when you're gonna wanna quit, when you're gonna be like, it's such a slow day, like, maybe this isn't it, maybe this was a mistake, maybe blah, 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 maybe I don't have a good product, maybe blah, blah, blah. And all these thoughts are gonna go through your head. It's okay to relaunch. Many brands do it. Like, it's not a big deal, and no one's going to criticize you for it, and your customers will always be there. Once they're there and they've ordered once or twice, they're always going to remember your company and come back when they need something more. But I will be doing another video on the Seller's Permit LLC sort of conversation, because a lot of people have questions about that as well. If you are looking to enter the lip gloss business or the cosmetic business in general, feel free to email me at info@TrendyTCo.com. I'll put it in the description box, or slide in my business page, DM, whatever, or my personal page. I can answer any questions. But my TrendyTCo page will have all the information for my wholesaling. If you are looking to get started but don't necessarily have the time to put in to make certain things, I can send them to you. It's all good. But I will also be making a video on, you guys have just jump started this whole segment of my YouTube channel because you guys wanted this video so bad. So here it is. More detailed ones will be coming later. I just wanted to give you guys a little snippet of what it looks like, a couple steps on how to get started, just to train your brain to get into the entrepreneur mindset. And I hope this was helpful for you guys, because I'm gonna be doing videos on how I make my lip gloss, how I make everything, so you guys can see, because there's not enough videos out there to really help people who want to get started. So that's where I come in. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, share it with a friend, and love y'all. XO, Trendy T.